Welcome to the Explainer. Okay, so if you're a Notion user, you already know how powerful it is. But today, we're gonna go way beyond just simple note-taking. We're gonna uncover the one secret that can turn it into a truly automated command center for your entire digital life. I mean, if you've ever felt that mental drain from juggling like a dozen different apps and endless streams of information, you know exactly what this feels like. It's that constant digital chaos of the modern world. So how do you fight back against this chaos? Well, there's this really powerful idea called personal knowledge management, or what a lot of people just call building a second brain. And the goal is super simple, right? You offload all that mental heavy lifting, the burden of remembering everything, onto a reliable digital system. This frees up your actual brain to do the cool stuff, thinking, creating, and problem solving. All right, so let's dive in, and we're gonna start with what really makes Notion tick. What makes it so different from pretty much every other tool out there? It's dynamic building blocks. You see, Notion isn't built on static pages, like, say, a Word doc. Everything, and I mean everything, can be an item in a dynamic database. Now, this completely changes the game. It lets you structure, sort, filter, and connect all your knowledge in ways a flat document just could never do. Okay, and this is a really, really crucial distinction that a ton of people miss. It's the difference between creating a brand new database and creating a linked database. When you link a database, you're not making a copy. You're creating a new custom window into a single source of truth. So what does that mean? Well, you could have one master to-do list, right? And then you can show just the relevant tasks on your project page, your daily dashboard, your team page, all without ever having to copy and paste a single thing. It's all connected. Okay, so being able to link your own data is powerful, for sure. But where Notion really starts to flex its muscles is when it connects with the rest of the world. Get this, Notion lets you embed content directly from over 1,900 different places online. And no, that is not a typo, 1,900. The scale of this is it's wild. So what does this actually look like? It means you can build a single dashboard that becomes your command center. Your project plans from Miro, your design mockups from Figma, your meeting notes from Google Docs, even customer feedback from a Typeform survey, it can all live right there on one Notion page. You're creating a true central hub where all the context lives together. So, okay, you can pull pretty much anything into Notion, but what about the other way around? What about making Notion talk back to your other apps automatically? Now this is where we get into the real magic. And this brings us to one of the biggest frustrations for even the most advanced Notion users. There's this one thing, one key action that has been notoriously difficult, maybe even impossible to automate with standard tools. And here it is, automatically linking an entry in one database to an entry in another. I mean, think about it. A new client fills out a form. You want to add them to your submissions database, right? But you also want to automatically link them to their country in your country's database. The standard tools, they just can't do it. So how do we solve this? The key is something called an API, the Application Programming Interface. The easiest way to think about an API is like a special messenger that lets different apps talk directly to each other to share info and get stuff done. And this is the secret weapon right here. We can completely bypass the normal limits of automation tools like Zapier by using a special step called Code by Zapier. This little trick lets us send a command directly to Notion's API, telling it exactly what we want it to do. So here's how the process breaks down. It's actually pretty straightforward. First, something has to kick it off, a trigger, like that new form submission we talked about. Then, Zapier goes and creates the new item in your first database. Next, it finds the related item it needs to link to in your second database. And then, and this is the magic part, you run a little piece of code that takes the unique IDs from both of those items and tells the Notion API, hey, connect these two things. And look, don't let the word code scare you off. You absolutely do not need to be a programmer for this. You can literally just copy and paste a ready-made snippet like this one and just plug in the data from the steps before it. It's a simple, elegant workaround that unlocks a massive amount of power. Okay, so once you know this one little secret, everything changes. Seriously, it's the key that lets you build a truly connected, automated system. Because by learning how to automate these database relations, you're transforming Notion from just a passive bucket for information into an active, automated hub for your entire workflow. It becomes the starting point for action, not just the final destination. And suddenly, this whole new world of possibilities just opens right up. You could update a task status in Notion, and bam, it automatically triggers an approval workflow in another app. Or maybe you log a new sale in your CRM, like Salesforce, and it instantly creates a new project in Notion, already linked to the right client. The connections are no longer one way, they're a two-way street. And that's really the big takeaway, isn't it? The future of productivity isn't about finding that one perfect, magical app that does everything. It's about building a connected system of tools that all talk to each other and work for you. It's about creating a seamless workflow that's custom built for how you actually get things done. So, by unlocking the real power of Notion's API, you've basically been handed the keys to the kingdom. You can now build a system that's completely unique to you, a system that saves you time, cuts down on that mental clutter, and frees you up to focus on what actually matters. So the only question left is, what are you going to build?